What else do we have on our list? Oh, we have Br0 replacing Br0 in NRG because you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, because
fucking hell.
Why is Br0 doing that? Why is Br0 had to go all the way to NRG to find a team? He's, I was just saying about Perfecto. Like, Br0 should not be on NRG. They must be paying him money. Obviously, they must be paying him a lot because he's better than that team. I don't care what anyone says. He is better than that team.
Okay, I agree. He's better than that team. But he has a better chance of playing in a major and maybe making it to a few more events that are using regional rankings to split up their spots than he does on an EU team.
I'd have him on FlyQuest though, who are better than NRG.
Well, I'd absolutely
have him on M80.
I'd absolutely have him on FlyQuest, but they're trying to pretend that, Australian people know how to play Counter-Strike, which
I'd have him on M80.
Over who?
Anyone. I mean, at the moment they have Keto playing, so I'd have him over Keto.
Well, fine over Keto, but I mean the issue with that is that it would turn them into a European team.
Well, I mean they could, yeah, I suppose.
So
but then I'm not sure I'd ever have had Slacks on that team, and he's been all right. So I don't know. I just think
I'd have him on Complexity.
Yeah, but they needed Americans to stay American as well, didn't they? I guess that is the problem. But put it this way: it'd been better on Br0. It'd be better than Br0 on Fnatic.
Well, fine, but that's not hard because he's probably not going to be very good.
But
I understand why
these teams are better than NRG.
He'll make more money on NRG.
Yeah, it just seems like
probably
a shame.
have more opportunities.
It just seems like a shame.
Because I ain't being funny. That NRG team is probably equal to Complexity. That Complexity team ain't very good, and the NA teams, like when they do get the chance to have qualifiers, they're pretty inconsistent against each other. So NRG probably will get to be at a couple of events, and I'm pretty sure they're at Pro League, right?
I try not to think about it.
Yeah, so they're at Pro League. So that's already one thing on the board. If they do okay at Pro League, they'll push themselves a little up the rankings. I mean, they've got to go. They don't actually have to go that far because they're 32nd. I just, God, that team's bad. I've just looked at their team and it's like, why is Hexed on a team? Is he actually, playing mildly better now?
This NRG team is horrendous. It's so bad. Br0 is so much better than the other players on this team.
I mean, George is all right.
George was I liked George for the one get
what?
One event.
So hang on. You've backed Malbs for years when he was getting fucked in garbage teams, and yes, okay, he was getting fucked, but you've given up on George after one team.
No, I've given up on George because he had one really, really. Actually, he had one good series.
Malbs was bad for a while.
No.
He was.
You just didn't see the vision on Malbs. George doesn't have the sauce anymore. He even changed his name from George Snorts to George.
That was bad. He did.
That is bad. That's what I mean. He clearly doesn't have the sauce anymore.
No, he absolutely.
He lost the snorts. He lost the sauce. It's as simple as that. George. From what I've heard, he had real problems comming, which is a difficult one to fix.
Same thing every fucking player has, but yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I like George, but I hold Br0 in quite high regard. I think Br0 is a genuinely good player. He shouldn't be playing with Hexed. It's insulting.
Yeah, but I just think it's an opportunity thing being on an NA team to an EU team. But let's move on from them because I don't want to talk about them anymore. We've got a couple of things to breeze through.
Yeah.
Pro League things was announced, and why do we still have to suffer Pro League in 2025? I was going to do the thing, I was going to tell you put a minute on a timer. I'm just gonna rant. But I want to. I don't want to rant about Pro League anymore, man. Like
It is so sad.
I'm so fucking sick of Pro League. Just get rid of it. Take it off the calendar. There are fucking 3 Australian teams in this event. Like, fuck off, man.
Are there 3?
Yeah, there's.
Is that who house bets are?
There's
Okay.
FlyQuest, Mindfreak, and a team. Mindfreak have Ricky, man. Why is Ricky getting to play a LAN in 2025?
Shout out Ricky one time.
No, don't. Right, and then there's this
Shout
house
out, Rick.
bets team. Like, just fuck off with your fucking Pro League.
Shout out Ricky one time.
Right, so moving on because I just don't care.
No,
The
no,
most
no,
interesting. No, the best thing about Pro League, or rather the most interesting thing, because it's not actually good because it makes it worse. The most interesting thing about this season of Pro League is that FaZe have decided to not fucking bother with it, just like everyone else fucking should. We're moving on. Navi Javelins have fucked off from women's CS. They've said it's unsustainable, and it's not really hard to see why.
Yeah, so ESL lost some like grip on the calendar. Impact has fewer events. A lot of organisations are dropping out. It's not looking good, bruv.
A lot.
It's not looking good, bruv.
No,
on
it's
this
really
calendar.
not.
But on a positive note for them, leaving Na'Vi means they might get some invites to big events via the Valve ranking and be able to accept them. So,
And on a negative note for them, they now have no income.
on a negative note, they're going to accept one of those, get absolutely smacked, and then, yeah, they don't have a job.
Yeah. And I would like to know who the fuck is going to pick them up. Really.
Well, yeah, I
when
think...
you look at who is left, like, they're going to have to do some serious bullshitting to, like, fucking...
Yeah.
I don't even know.
They have to, like,
Vision.
if they
like,
win a map, or, like,
what are they, Polish?
get a close map, if the Javelins get a close map at a big event, they might get signed by somebody as, like, look, we think we can make them a tier 2 team against men. Like, that has to be their, like, route through.
Yeah, I mean, I think, unfortunately, women's CS is going to now die a very sad and slow death.
That would be my suspicion, yeah.
I do think it's a shame, honestly.
It is
like,
yeah, like it is.
I think people like to hate women's CS, just for its mere existence. But like, I'm not saying I watch it because I don't. But when we were in
Well, that's
Cato,
kind of the problem, isn't it?
when we were in Cato 23, and we were there for it, those games were good. The
Yeah,
only reason I don't watch it is because there's normally other things I was watching, like
yeah.
like
Well, that's the thing.
another
That's the
event
thing, like,
on or something. Like
yeah, exactly. You. I only have like, I have a limited attention span. I'm only gonna like. I already don't watch MIBR games. I'm not gonna like replace it with like FlyQuest Red. Do you know what I mean? Like, I only want to watch. People want to watch the elite at something, and unfortunately, too many of the Impact teams are not elite. And
there's a lot of them.
yeah,
the issue.
exactly.
It might even be all of them but one.
Yeah, and even then, it's like how, like, until they start like looking good against some of the top men's teams, I don't think anyone's going to take them seriously.
Well, the thing is, and it's why I am actually glad that it's Na'Vi they're playing, because if they get absolutely, like, I'm trying to use a word now that isn't a euphemism. If they don't do very well against Na'Vi, there we go.
Yeah.
That was sensible. Everyone's just going to excuse it.
Yeah, the cynic in me makes me think that's why they picked them.
Yeah.
It's like, because if you get like destroyed by Heroic, it's like
Well, I'm sure they said they were going to pick Saw if Saw were free.
right.
I'm sure they said that. Some team said that, and I think it was them. But the thing is, and I'm not telling you to do this, but if you were to look on their HLTV profiles, and you were to look at when they play men's teams and the caliber of men's teams they play, or
Yeah.
perhaps you were to look on their face at their whatever league they're in that isn't actually that high up, and when they play men's teams,
That's the problem, right?
You'd maybe realise, like, okay, yes, it's a very big thing that we've got a women's team at a tier 1 event, and it's really good. It is good. But they don't deserve to be there, regardless of how good they've been doing in their own scene. Because, and this is what slightly annoyed me with the announcement, like, people seem to pretend like, oh, they'll finally get to play against men. Like, sorry guys, but they actually do play against men quite a lot.
Yeah, and they just lose. Like,
and they're not,
unfortunately,
they're not very good. Like, I'm pretty
No,
sure
it's-
when I looked back at Cato last year, or the year before now, so I was interviewing one of them when they were still Nigma Galaxy. I think they'd played Taz's team, whatever it was.
Honor is.
Yeah, that was it. I think they played them and got absolutely fucking bodied.
Yeah, and it's
like, this is not a good team.
It's a hard sell.
Like, this is not a good team, and I think they're all really good people, and in terms of their own scene, they're fucking immense.
Yeah,
but
it's a hard sell.
I understand.
I say
why
the
that
cynic in
scene
me
is
thinks
dying.
the cynic in me thinks they picked Na'Vi because
I
if they
think so.
lose, it's like, oh, everyone loses to Na'Vi. That's
Yeah, I think so, and I hope they enjoy the experience, and I hope they really enjoy
of course.
Cato and being there. Not that they haven't been there before, but being there in that capacity. But ultimately, I think it will probably maybe be a good thing for their scene when they drop out of the Valve rankings.
Yeah, I think so. Too.
And yeah,
I don't think this is going to do much to further their cause. Let's say.
I agree, and it's a shame it's dying, but like it kind of is what it is. I'm afraid people want to watch the Elite. It's why pretty much every big streamer is elite at whatever games they stream or multiple games. It's why Shroud instantly went to the top and Ninja went to the top. Like,
it's why people watch the Premier
just
League
not
and
that.
not non-league.
yeah. Well, non-league's quite good, but that's not the point. It is in a community sense, but you don't have that with CS. So
Exactly.
yeah, I like it is what it is. Like, I'd love to crack a couple of jokes about it because it's kind of
This
what
is
we're
just-
meant to do
yeah, it's
here.
like-
But
it's
it's just
sad,
not
isn't it?
overly funny. It is a bit of a shame
Yeah.
because like Anna is a good player. It's just
I
unfortunately
think
I'm
Cat's
not
the one who I think who could make it in like a tier 3 men's team. To be honest, I think the Cat's the best one.
Okay, maybe.
Just from like what I've watched.
Yeah. I just think that's the issue though, innit? You're saying could make it in a tier 3 men's team.
Yeah, at first. Maybe she could play with Br0 on NRG.